But doesn't matter what day it is. If it's a long weekend, a holiday weekend, something's going down left or right. There's always a lot of breaking news. Come on. All right, the very first thing I want to talk about is Godzilla x Kong, because it is out right now in theaters, and it's doing pretty damn good if you ask me. $10 million from the Thursday previews, $10 million. And over in China, for its Thursday and Friday, actually made $9.3 million. So it's doing pretty good over there. It's doing good here. I think overall, they're projecting 3 million this weekend. It could be even more than that. We'll have to wait and see. But these two Colossus giants are going to be conquering the box office, I think. And somebody else that just doesn't want to give up on the box office is Winnie the Pooh, because Blood and Honey is coming back for a third movie. A third movie. We got the Poohniverse coming out, everybody. That Poohniverse can never stop. But we're getting a third Pooh as well. They confirmed it now. The second one's out. The same creators coming back here from Jagged Edge Productions. You got, again, Rice Frank Waterfield directing this one, Scott Chambers helping him produce it. So Pooh, Blood and Honey is not going to stop. And, of course, we know we have the Bambi movie. We have the Mad Hatter movie. We have all these Colossus I guess, public domain creatures coming together to murder people. So that's going to be happening in the Poohniverse movie, the crossover event afterwards. And I guess they want more Winnie the Pooh with this too. I think the beard looks good. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mr. Touchy Ghost himself. But yes, I'm excited to see this. Actually, I'm not excited to see this. I haven't watched any of these, but I would like to see. I'm just interested now because there's 3 of them now. It's crazy. But something else that's just ripping people up and destroying them is Ready or Not for it, because Ready or Not is coming back. The second one is coming. And I like the first one quite a bit. I actually did. And it was actually pretty cheap to make, everybody. And so they're expecting, because it did so well, they do a second one, been talking about for a long time, and they finally moving forward now with a second Ready or Not. So Ready or Not is coming, everybody. But the first one made it was like $6 million to make, and they made $57 million overall. So that's a big, big win for the studio. So I'm surprised it took this long, but the same director's coming back. And they said that Samara Weaver might be coming back too, but Samara Weaver, that's her name. Samara Weaver might be coming back as well, but we'll have to see if that goes down, because she's not signed on yet, but she might. She's great. I think she was awesome in the first one.
You were right the first time. It's Weaving.
It's Weaving. Samara Weaving. There we go. Thanks, Sabrina. Too many names out there. She looks like Margot Robbie to me in a lot of ways. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me, but she's coming back maybe, but somebody else that might be coming back is Courtney Cox to Scream. And of course, we've been talking about Scream for a long time, how we thought it'd go to the wayside, but then it all changed just recently when we got news that, Neve Campbell's going to come back. And with her coming back, now Courtney Cox says she might come back. And now you have the original writer directing it. You have these two, baby. It might be the biggest start over for this whole franchise. Might be what it needs to make it survive, because I thought it was going to go downhill. I thought we were done. But I don't know. We're getting more Ghostface. And hopefully they all come back and have a good movie. I hope it's good. I didn't really care for the last one that much, but a lot of people are still watching this. I did pretty well on Peacock, so we'll have to see. I mean, another big franchise horror creature too is Chucky, and Chucky's coming back for a feature film. Now we know he has a TV series already, and the TV series has been doing pretty good. Now it's actually going to tie in with the TV series, and they're going to make another movie now moving forward. I don't know, there's so much Chucky right now. Do we need a movie, right? The TV series is doing well. Do we have to go into the feature film world again? I don't know if they're going to do it right now. So the second part of season 3 is coming out very soon, though, too, on April 10th for Chucky. And then you'll have to see where it goes from there in the storyline when they actually get to the feature film. So not sure. Not a fan. Angel's not a fan of Scream. Yeah, a lot of people haven't been recently, I don't think, but they keep making these. The original was great. Then you start branching off and you keep making them. And this is 6 or I think it's 7. It's 7 now coming up. Yeah, that's a lot of movies.
More than that.
I think it's 7. I don't know, but for me, we'll see if this is good. You get the original cast back, the original writer directing it. Maybe it'll be good. I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. But Chucky's coming back too, and something else we'll talk about is coming back, of course, is Top Gun. And Top Gun 3, we finally have a little update on Top Gun 3, because Bruckheimer's been on a couple interview circles right now talking about movies he's doing, of course, talking about Pirates the other day, but now he's talking about Top Gun. And he says they have a concept and an idea they're going to put on script form that Tom Cruise loves. So now they have that, they're able to start working on that, and of course, Joseph Kosinski's coming back too to direct it, and he had the idea, and they had to go through Tom first, and Tom's like, yes, I approve this. So now I got to put the script forward. Now, Bruckheimer says it's going to be a while because Tom has Mission Impossible. He's got a movie he's got to go to space and shoot. And maybe after that, they can actually shoot the next Top Gun, and hopefully it's good. The last one was so great. Please don't ruin it, everybody. It made so much money, though. This is just writing on the wall. It's going to happen. So Top Gun 3 is coming with Tom Cruise, and he's excited apparently about this new concept. Hopefully it's good. I hope it's good because the second one was great. I liked it more than the first one. The first one was good and all, but it wasn't the same as, I don't know, it's just this one seemed like it was more relevant and it worked better for me. So we'll see. But, we also have, someone else flying through the sky in Star Trek, because Star Trek is moving forward finally. Now, this is something we've been talking about too for a long time. They're actually going to continue the Star Trek universe. The 3 movies are going to a 4th one, and they have a writer on board now at Paramount that's going to write the 4th script to bring the original cast back from these last 3, and they're going to finish up the franchise now with the 4th one. That'll be the end of the Star Trek. They get a finale, a send-off, and it's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
Right now, bud. We need some.
GR's taking a phone call.
GR, mute your microphone, fuckwad.
Someone's phoning in some hot takes right now.
And also take a drink while you're at it, fucker.
Take a drink. I'll take a drink too. But yeah, they have a new writer on board right now for this, and hopefully it does well. Paramount really wants to make this happen, but it's Steve Yockey who actually did the flight attendant. He wrote the flight attendant, so he's going to be writing a new draft for this, and hopefully that does really well. They can finish this up and actually finally get this movie done, because they've been talking about it for a long time. So we'll have to see. But also with Star Trek, we have Star Wars news too, because Obi-Wan Kenobi, we don't know if it's going to happen a second season. Really don't. Ewan McGregor was talking about this on a bunch of cycles too, talking about like he wants to do more. They haven't called him yet. They're expecting that maybe they might call him, but he says he's not really sure, guys. He says he's loved doing it. He hopes to get a chance to do another one, but he's not sure if he will. But he's pretty sure that he will do it one more time. But, the Star Wars world is very different. They say something, but they actually can't say anything. But then things happen behind closed doors. So who knows what will happen. The first one was supposed to be just a one-off series, and that's it. So this might be it for Obi-Wan Kenobi, or maybe he will do more. But Ewan McGregor is very positive that he will get to wear the Jedi robe one more time. So hopefully he does. But something else has been back and forth for years, and they finally made it, was Metropolis. And Metropolis right now has been shopped around. They had their first premiere for it. And this is interesting, too. I've been wanting to see this movie for a long time. We thought it wasn't going to happen like a year ago, and they ended up shooting it, which is crazy. But Francis Ford Coppola made the movie, and he had a little showing at Universal yesterday for all the top distribution companies, and they're trying to find a home for Metropolis. Now, this is a cool concept, and honestly, I'm surprised it hasn't happened. It takes a lot of money. Adrian Brody's attached to this, too, as the lead. And I think they want to do well, but hopefully with Francis Ford Coppola attached to it, it will be fucking great. I would expect it to be. But they pitched all those studios, and he says this is not his last movie, though. People have said this will be his last, his swan song. That's it. He said, no, guys. He knew he was finished with this movie when he actually started writing his next movie and working on his next movie, so he's not done, and this will move forward. And I'm excited to see who buys it, because someone will buy it. It's a remake. Yeah, Queen. It's a remake. And he's been trying to do this since, I think it was almost a couple decades he's been working on, since the 80s or something. And now he's finally been able to make it happen. And it's 2 hours and 13 minutes too, when you get a chance to see it. So I can't wait to see how it is. 20 years he's been working on this. But it seems like it might be 20 years until we get another Euphoria, because Euphoria right now is on a standstill, everybody. It's a standstill. We heard about this. We talked about this on Wednesday. We found out some reasoning behind all this is because HBO and Zendaya are not happy with the scripts. So they're not happy with where they're going with her character's arc at all. And so HBO and her said, we're not comfortable with this. So they're telling the writer to go back and do better and write more. And that's tough to hear. Like, this guy's been writing all of it so far, and now he's having a hard time closing it up. Now, of course, everybody's older. They're talking about what they do now they're out of high school. I guess he had an arc where she'd be detective, and they didn't really like that. She's like, she wouldn't be a detective. What are we doing right here? So they're trying to figure out where the story goes. I guess under Casey Undercover now. It should be Casey Undercover. They're talking about just jumping a few decades maybe, or maybe just aging them up a little bit in the storyline. Will that work? I don't really know. But we'll have to see what happens. But Levinson, the writer, is trying to figure it out. He's scrambling with HBO right now, trying to find the right arc so we can get some more Euphoria moving forward. So it's very interesting. But, these kids have so many problems in this show. There's so many drugs and alcohol, and there's some crazy shit that happens. Just like, I guess, like kind of like life right now on Nickelodeon, because Nickelodeon's been going through a lot of stuff we talked about with Quiet on Set. And friend of the show, Melissa Joan Hart, came forward saying that, she doesn't know this stuff happened, but she believes Drake Bell, and she believes that these kids went through these things. And she was talking about her time on set too, because she shot in Florida for most of Clarissa Explains It All, worked with Nickelodeon. And she was saying during that time, they were great people. They did work the kids a lot of long hours, but she never saw anything like that. People are very professional. She was away from her mother a long time. Mother's a producer too, so she really wasn't with her that most of the time. But overall, she was treated very well. and she never saw that, but she believes that maybe in Hollywood it was a little different compared to Florida where she was shooting, and she was really concerned about this, and she was worried about it, and she had this whole interview talking about it, and it was really touching. Go back and watch it. She's a great person. She's amazing human being, and it's nice that she's stepping forward and talking about this because she didn't have that experience. And people right now are jumping the gun saying this must be happening to everybody, but it wasn't. But a few select people were ruining children's lives that are busting their ass for productions when honestly they should be in a safe space, and they weren't. And she's saying honestly she supports everybody that's coming forward and she believes them, and just trying to put the word out what it was like to be a child actor at that point. So good for her. Very excited she came forward. Honestly, a great person. But also something else. There was an auction for the door that from the Titanic where Jack flipped in the ocean and died. So people bought this. Big auction came forward for $718,000. You could have bought the board they laid on, the prop, and someone did. It actually went for more than the whip from Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, which was $525,000. So people care for Titanic more than they care for the Temple of Doom, apparently, the whip from Indiana Jones. So crazy stuff, but a lot of breaking news, everybody.